Streetwise Intellect Productions.
I'm gonna let him introduce himself since he's already on here. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Tell the people where you're from.
Hey, what's up with it, man? This is A100 from San Jose, California. I'm blessed to be here with the Bubble Podcast, man. Getting this second opportunity to come chop some game with y'all, man. And we doing it big right now, man. We making a lot of moves out here, trying to get a head start on the summer, before we start pushing these new singles and the new album coming out. So it's a pleasure to be back with you, my brother, and I appreciate you taking the time to get with me today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. You are always full of energy and always know what to say, quick-witted. So I know this interview is about to be dope. So you guys, now I'm sorry I had to fire up something, man, because I've been going through some shit because I got a few episodes to, you know what I mean? I'm about to treat this like the Tonight Show, man. I'm about to start having people coming in like daily, y'all. So I got a few more after this, but let's get into my man A100. Again, this is A100. My man is dope. I'm a super fan. So why don't you tell the people how you got, well, we ain't gonna tell the people about you no more. We're gonna get into your music. You want to know about A100, go to the first interview. All right, we're gonna talk about his music right now. So since we talked, since we talked last, right, you know what I mean? Won't you let the people know what you've been doing, what you got going on, and what they should be knowing about right now? And then we're gonna get into your music.
Okay, yeah. Well, what we got going right now, man. I linked up with the team. Me and my brother Dub Aces. We ended up doing a single together, and it ended up turning into a whole album. So we got the new album coming out. It's called Aces and Hundreds. It's gonna be dropping on 420. And we got the record release party on 424. So that weekend, we're gonna be celebrating down at Tiki Pete's. But the album came together really dope, man. We have a lot of dope producers on there. Me and Dub Aces, like I said, it just started out as a feature, really. We got together, laid down this song called On the Low. We had a live saxophone player on there. It's a different experience I'm bringing with this album, as well as the album release party. We got a live band going on behind us, man. It's gonna be a real dope experience. But the album is called, like I said, it's called Aces and Hundreds. We're actually on a little tour right now, right here. Got the Aces and Hundred Bay Area tour.
Yeah.
We hit a couple venues already. We started out in Vallejo, over at Noble Cinema Studios. It was a dope show over there. We just rocked in Concord last weekend. And then this upcoming weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend, we're in San Francisco opening up for Jay Stalin. So, we're doing it moving. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So how'd you get your emotion going from the last time that we talked to it right now? Because it sounds like you got a whole bunch more going. So I want you to let people know how you got your emotion going, bro. How you stay patient and like now you got all this shit going for yourself, man.
Well, what always happens is when I'm working on these projects, man, like whether I'm working on my solo one or a collab one, I always got something loaded up in the chamber. There's always something going on right after that one, I focus and put all my energy into whatever project I'm working on. And then after that, I move on to the next one. So like I said, after I wrapped up my last time we talked with each other, I just released the EP, a 4-song EP. It was called Love. And after that, I linked up with my boy Dub Aces, and we put it together. And like I said, now that we got this album, we're already talking about working on part 2. And like I said, there's always something moving in the back. But I think linking up with Dub Aces brought put a fire under me. You know what I mean? And the collaboration that we put together just really inspired me to get this album. And like I said, it was just going to be one song. And then I got him one. We exchanged songs, basically exchanged features, and it ended up turning into an album. We had to slow ourselves down because we're like, man, I think we got too many. We might have to, might have to slow down. Can't give them too much. How it is, man.
That's a good thing to have, right? It's a good problem to have. When you're working with somebody, if y'all got too much shit, y'all working too fast. And you got to say, okay, let's slow down, bro, so we can get this shit. That's what we're working towards, right? So I want you to tell people a little bit more about that linkage, because a lot of people think that independent means completely by yourself, right? So when you linked up with Dude, how did you know that this was the linkage that I needed to gain leverage?
Well, honestly, the from the first song, like I said, it was a song called "On the Low." It was actually the first single we put out for the album. He brought in a live saxophone player, one of his people. You know, he came
Yeah,
through,
yeah.
and that alone, like I've done a lot of music with a lot of people, but that was just a complete. It blew me away, bro. I was in there like amazed, like you know, there's different levels of music, you know, rather than just going in there laying down some vocals or going in there and rhyming. You know, that's a part of music too. But once you start getting some live instruments involved in there, now you're making some music.
Man,
You know
you
what I'm saying?
feeling the notes, right? You
Like
feel it in your
not
body.
just something on not exact
Yeah.
exactly, man. It was just it was such a dope experience, bro. Like immediately after we did that one, I was like, man, I'm gonna send you one back. And we did the second single was called Eyes on You. And I'm sorry, it's called We Gone, my bad. We actually just shot a music video to it. It's coming out soon. Gonna be the first video off the album. It was the second single off the album. And like I said, after we did the first two songs, we both like on the ride back after the studio, going back to the crib, we were just chopping it like, man, you know what? These two songs came out so dope, man. We might as well just put something together. You know what I mean? Put a whole cohesive project together.
Yeah.
And you know what we really did too was we really focused on how we were going to market it. And leading up to this release has been a lot of shows, a lot of podcasts, a lot of radio interviews. Like we're really doing it the right way to make sure we're maximizing the amount of attention it gets. And you know, obviously, you know, in this business, everybody likes to get a return on their investment, man. You know, and music's an investment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You spend money to do it right.
Right.
You want to see some kind of make it worth your while, you know. Of course, we love the music. We do it because we love it. But on top of that, like you at an age now where you got a family and something, and you want this to be beneficial. You don't want it to take away time from stuff that's important. You want it to be worth your while. So that's what we're doing, man. We're making sure we're doing it the right way, whether it's a show, like I said, or the music itself. We want to make sure
Let
it's
me
all
stop you.
coming back around. And
Let me stop you right there, bruh. You said the correct phrase, right? The right way. And you are explaining it correctly because a lot of people don't understand that you have to do your music, but you still have to survive. All right. When you survive, that
yes,
means
yeah.
including those around you, loved ones, family, friends, and all of that stuff. That's what makes a complete artist. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm glued to you because I see that shit in you, blood. And I just had to speak on that for you. Um, for the part
Nah,
that I want people to understand, you said it. You are starting to go to podcasts. You making interviews. You doing shows. You doing. When did that click in your brain? Like, you know, I mean, we all want to get there, but when did it click in your brain? Like, fuck this, blood. This is what I'm about to do. I need to do this right now.
you know what? Like I mentioned before, when I linked with my boy Dub Aces, eventually, like how it started was he was bringing me to his studio where he records at. He was taking care of everything. You know what I mean? Just on, off of love. You
Yeah,
know, and there was times where I was like, hey, bro, let me get in on this studio time. I got you. Let's split it. He's like,
yeah,
nah, bro. And he looked at it the same way. He's like, this is my investment. I'm bringing you in here to make this song special. That's my part. You come in here and do your part and we good. So my thing was like, well, look, this is how I broke it down. I'm like, look, man, I've been doing this for a long time. And what I could bring to the table, not only, you know, taking care of studio time and all that, but I'm good with the shows, man. Like I could lock up a lot of shows for us, get us on the road, do it
yeah,
the right way. And
yeah,
I got a lot of connections as far as reaching out to people and being able to get myself on different platforms to, you know, build my fan base, you know. I feel like that's a really important thing. Like if you're not utilizing the tools we got now as artists, you know, you're just wasting a lane that you could be benefiting from. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I try
yeah,
to expand it. I try to expand it any way I can, you know, whether it's a podcast, whether it's you know, linking up with an influencer or something like that, anything to get my brand out there. That's what I told him I would bring to the table, you know. So we each did our part, you know, and it made the process of putting this album together a lot easier. You know, it didn't have so much stress on myself or him having to worry about, oh, you know, dang, after we do this album, now I got to go line up a tour. After this album, we got to go get merch. We both equally invested into this project, which made it one of the dopest projects I've been a part of. You know, because I do it like in over the last 5 6 years. That's been one of my main things is collaborating with different artists or producers to do a whole album rather than just a feature. You know, if I'm not doing my own solo thing, I'm going to make sure it's beneficial and it's a whole project. I don't want to just, if we're going to do one song, that's cool. You know, as long as it makes sense, that's all good with me. But when I get a connection with somebody, I'm like, man, we let's do a whole thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm just going to go do my solo thing and possibly get features. But if we got a connection like that, let's just put it together. And we both agreed. and it's been beneficial for both of us. I feel, it's been
That's
a
dope.
really nice road since we linked up to this point. It's been really nice, man. Like I said, we're on tour. I haven't never done that with none of my releases before, where we have a set up tour. We only have one weekend off. We've been rocking, and more getting added. The more steam we're building, the more shows are getting added, the more opportunities are coming up to get out there and talk about our project. So it's been lovely, man. It's been really
That's
dope.
fire. That's fire as fuck to hear, blood. Because I've seen you. You know what I mean. I love seeing all you artists. We're like family, right? So from back in the day, because it's like
Uh,
I feel like we started coming up together when I started the podcast or the radio station. Everybody was listening. Everybody was sending their music in. Everybody was trying to do this. But it's like we're still growing together and we're still connected, right? So for me to hear that from artists like yourself, I'm elated, man. My eyes are filled with tears because it's like I know the journey. You know what I mean? And this is what this
yeah.
podcast is about, to show everybody what the journey is about. You know what I mean? Don't just come listen to the music, listen to the artist that's speaking behind the lyrics. So that's dope, bro. Like I said, I love speaking to you. So let's spin off of what you just talked about, right? So you got the project now that where you're dealing with a whole bunch of different people. All right. It's not just you
Uh-huh.
or just your partner or your brother or nothing like that. It's a whole bunch of different. How does that work with you? Do you still feel like you're independent, or do you feel like you're dipping into the mainstream?
Well, you know what? If a mainstream opportunity pops up, I'm gonna take it. You know what I mean? But as far as I am right now, I'm fully independent, man. I put all my own paper into this. It's got to the point now where I got investors, like people who are willing to support the movement because they've seen my journey. Like you mentioned before, I've been doing this since I was like 15, 16 years old, man.
Yeah,
I'm 34 years
yeah.
old. That's 20 years in the game, man, and taking it serious too. You know what I mean? Since I first started, I was trying to put out the best product I could put out. And, as far as the journey goes, like it's been trial and error.
You still there, bro? Uh-oh. You
Yeah,
still
I'm
there?
still here.
Okay, yeah, you just
Yeah,
been
I'm here.
bounced in. All right. I know you said your connection was kind of upset, but yeah, it's kind of fucking up right now, man. Damn. You good? You good? Because I'm losing your picture.
I'm good. Can you see me?
I mean, it keeps bouncing in and out, but I mean, the recording's still going. I mean, the audio's still
Okay.
going. So, I
I
mean,
can hear you. No, I can hear you, man. I can hear you.
yeah.
Somebody called me and it just threw me off. My bad. Can you see
Oh,
me
that's
now and
probably
I'm
what
all
it
good?
was. Yeah, we good, we good, we
Yeah.
good, we good. So
Okay, that's good. My bad. I
don't I
apologize,
want
my
you I
brother.
want you to explain. I want to let me explain to the people real quick. We're doing something new. Like I said, I'm simulcasting. This is not just on IG, you guys. This is YouTube. We're going straight to like 3 or 4 different platforms at once. This is the first time. My man's my guinea pig. I told him that he's gonna be my guinea pig, and I love what we're doing. And he had told me some other issues, but I want y'all to know that I am getting a recording. So even if it doesn't go live over there, I am getting a recording, and I'm still put this edit out. This is a real interview, so don't even trip. We kicking
Yes.
the plugs out. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to speak on that. All right, so go ahead, brother. You were speaking on how it feels like it's not mainstream, but you will dip into the mainstream if you know what I mean. I hear you.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, if the opportunity comes around, man, and I'm able to put myself on a platform that's bigger than what I could supply myself, I'm gonna always take that opportunity and make sure I could get to as many people as possible to see what we got going on. And with this one, like I said, my boy took the time. Like in other projects, it's always an investment in the studio time. We pretty much split everything down the middle. Any project I've done with anybody, we basically split everything down the middle. But with this one, he just showed me like him saying that in the studio that day, like it's good, bro. Like this is I was like, I need to bring something to the table then, man. If I can't invest in it that way, I'm gonna do my thing. And he told me one day, it was actually on my birthday. We went out and he was like, "Hey man, you said what's up with the shows? Like, let's get the shows going." And I was like, all right. And at that time, the album was right about to be finished. So I was like, you said it, bro. Now I'm on it.
Yeah,
Thank you for holding me accountable.
yeah.
I told you I was
Hell
gonna
yeah.
do that. I'm
There
gonna
you
make it
go.
happen.
There you
And we
go.
did. And
Yeah.
we did.
That's dope. That's dope, bro. For people to come up and find another 50% person that go have, that shit is like finding your wife or husband in marriage. You feel what I'm saying? That shit is dope. So
Yeah.
stick with them. Stick with them. All right. So
Yeah.
tell me how to
Now
tell
that's
me how
what's
the
up.
show went, bro. I mean, you look, y'all invited. He invited me to a show. I wanted to go, but I'm doing so much behind the scene. Man, I'm doing this shit. I'm a one-man team, and he understood it, and I love you for that, bro. But how did the show go? Tell me how the show went.
Oh, yeah, so last weekend, like I mentioned before, last weekend we were in Concord. So I was out there rocking with my homie Rich Music. He put this dope event together out in Concord, and it was a good turnout, man. A lot of dope artists in the building that I've never had the chance to network with. We tapped in, exchanged some numbers, exchanged some Instagram, and like I said, I use all these opportunities like the shows as another way to get my music out there and expand my fan base or expand my networking. So already in motion from that show, we already got songs coming through, different features.
Oh,
It's always a business move wherever I go. And the one before that, we were in Vallejo. That one was dope as well, man. Another packed house over there at Noble Cinema Studios.
yeah.
And I had just done with Keek the Sneak there, and that was probably the dopest show I've ever been a part of, bro. It was a sold out show. Keek the Sneak came up there and rocked it like it was like he ain't lost it, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
was. I'm a big fan of Keek the Sneak, bro. I was up in the
Yeah.
front rocking with him. You know what I mean? And
And
it
you
was it
opened up
was
for
such a
you
dope
opened up for him or
experience,
something
man.
like
So,
that?
oh yeah, I went right before him, so I
That's
got that
dope.
big crowd that
That's
he brought.
dope. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it was definitely a bucket list, man. If you're from the Bay Area and you love Bay Area music like I do, and like I came up on it, man, Keep the Sneaks at the top of the totem pole for me. Always has been. That album
Do you
Copium
have any
back in the day.
features out?
Oh, I haven't, no, but it's definitely gonna happen. I actually just got a feature from La Rue. He's a part of Sick With It Records,
Okay.
with E40.
Yeah.
He was tapped in with the jacket. Pretty well known. He's pretty well known around the Bay Area. I just got a feature from him. So I'm getting the feature game up. My main focus right now is this album, but on my solo album, which is almost pretty much complete, also, that's what I got lined up next. Just got some mixing and mastering to do and then lining up a few features. So La Rue was one of the bigger features I got on that one. And I would love to have Keep the Sneak on it, man, for sure. I rock with his
So
cousin
wait,
Ike
you
Dola.
said
Ike
you
Dola's
said
the
you
boy.
said solo album. This album is not a solo album? This one that you got pushing right now? It's
No,
not solo?
no, the one we're pushing right now is with me and my boy Dub Aces. It's called Aces and Hunnits.
Oh,
That's
that's
our
the one that
album.
you 50-50 on. You know what I mean? Okay, I got you,
Yeah, yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir. So
I
the
got you.
solo album's coming after that, but like I said, right now I'm here to promote the Aces and Hunnits album, you know what I mean? We rocking right now. So but yeah,
Well,
the features for sure. Just talking off Keek the Sneak, yeah, Keek the Sneak's a bucket list feature for sure for me.
that's what's up, man. That's dope. That's what I'm looking at all your moves that you're doing. I'm super proud of you, bro. I can't even say enough. That's what I just wanted this follow-up interview to just tell you, bro. If you don't hear it from nobody,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear it from me. The Bubble Podcast, Mr.
I
Reblood.
appreciate that.
I'm a
I
super
appreciate
fucking fan, bro. I'm a super fucking fan.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
why don't you tell folks what to look for, how to get in touch with you, and just how to support you. This is your time
Yeah,
to
man.
shine.
So
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, so you could follow me on all platforms. Go by the name of A100. That's always going to be spelled the same. AONEHUNNIT A100 on all platforms,
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that. You could connect with me that way. I always got something, like I said, I always got something in the chamber, man. So this album's going to be wrapped up. We're going to push this one. And just something I want to let the people know too is that the way I usually release my music, and we're probably going to take the same route on this release, is that for the first couple months or so, I push the album directly to the consumer, directly to the supporters, so
Oh,
they're
they
able
go
to
straight
purchase.
to your straight to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's
That's
how, I
dope.
mean, if you're not educated, if people aren't educated on how the streaming, I know it looks cool when people got 1 million streams and all this, but you ain't getting your paper right with that. You know what I'm saying? So
Them numbers don't look good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy game, man. And
Yeah.
it's obviously, it's obviously a good thing to have your music so you could reach a larger platform. But what I'm focused on myself on these last few projects I released is like I said, it's always a return on investment, man. I put my work in I did it for free for a long time, you know what I'm saying? To establish myself and build my name and build a fan base. But at this point, like I said, in my life, these things got to make sense, man. So
Yeah.
and I mean that in the most respectful way as possible. I'm not trying to
Hey, it ain't
sound cocky or nothing like that.
It ain't no respectful way to be like, bro, I've been doing this shit for years. It's time to get paid.
Yeah,
It ain't no
exactly.
respectful way to say it, bro. I've been doing this shit
Hmm.
for years, man. Now I'm trying to get paid
Yep.
off of doing this, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You right, bro. Don't trip. You humble as fuck. You
Yeah.
already like.
Yeah.
That's why I like you. You humble as fuck. So, um,
Yeah. Well, like I
Yeah.
said, I mean that's the way. That's my people. My people who support me, they know how I get down, bro, and they've been following me. They've seen the journey. They've seen the work I put in. So I have no problem doing it that way. I've been doing it for my last few releases that way. You know, I'll put it out for maybe about 3 months, direct to consumer. Whether it's me reaching out personally to you, or you hit me in my DM and you see me posting about it and you want to support, it's your own. It's your. You pay what you want. You know, like
Yeah.
some people have purchased my album for $20, 30, 50. Some have purchased it for 5, you know, and I'm just happy that you're taking the time to reach out and support my movement, because it all goes back to what I got going on, and it goes back to supporting myself and my family at the same time, you
Yeah.
know. So that's the way we're going to do it. And there's always, like I said, the whole album is going to be available for purchase, but we got some singles out there you could check out, you know, if you want to support that way. And
Go ahead and tell them
maybe
where
you're
to get
not,
it.
you don't
Tell them
got
where
the
to see
paper
them
to
at.
do it. Yeah, so what you're gonna do is, if you're gonna want to purchase the album, like I said, it comes out on 420. You could check out all the singles that are already been released on all platforms, because we did the same process with the singles. We put them out, let people purchase them, and then we throw them up on the platforms. Once we've seen that it's probably reached its peak, as far as like we're seeing the numbers slow down as financially, then we'll put it out, you know, because we want to get it to the people who didn't want to invest in it. They could hear it after a certain period of time. The people who invest in it, they get to hear it right there. You know what I mean? The day it comes out.
Yeah.
So but the way you do that is you hit myself or Dub Aces directly. And like I said, on all platforms, it's going to be AONEHUNNIT. You can hit me directly. I got my little link set up there in my bio. You could always donate to the cause however you want. There's a link there. You could donate straight to the cause, whether it's an album, a show, purchasing a ticket. All that stuff's available in the link in my Instagram bio. Um, and then, like I said, on all platforms, you can find me. Me and my bro Dub Aces are working right now. We're making these rounds, you know, whether it's the podcast or the shows. We're going crazy on the shows right now. And to those artists who are just starting on, get your shows right too, man. You don't want to miss out on, you know, there's a lost art in this music game, man, where people just hide behind the computer and get out that way. I go out there to the shows and I'm shaking hands and introducing myself, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tapping in for real so they can get the real experience. And it's always been beneficial to me, man. That's why I'm in the position I am now. I'm not famous, you know, I'm not trying to say anything like that, but I built myself to a comfortable spot
You
where I could do these
experienced
things.
that.
I'm
You you
throwing my
you
own
walk you
events.
walked through the
You know?
footsteps. You went through those footsteps, bro. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
I have people like you on, man. So people can hear this shit. You went through the
Yeah.
footsteps. You ain't gotta be goddamn famous. I ain't famous neither. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just out here exposing
Yeah.
shit. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying, bro? So yeah, you
Yeah.
a humble dude.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Uh, man, anything else you want to say about you about how they can get in touch with you about your music? Because I'm pretty sure they feel your passion, and that's what I do this for. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are the artists I play, guys. Right here, right here. This is why, because
Yeah.
they have the
Straight
fucking
up.
passion. You know what I mean? And man, anything else you want them to be like, man, just uh support a nigga or whatever. You know what I mean? Just do your thing, man, because we got to wind down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's all good, man. And again, I appreciate it, man. The Bubble Podcast. Y'all got to tune in, man. Check out these dope artists that be on here, because I know I do. You know, I've been put up on game with some of these dope artists that you allow on your platform, man. And it's special to have people like you, because you know what it is. You know what it's like. You're not just trying to get people to come on here and get yourself some clicks. You're doing it because, like you said, you're trying to show people the way the game works. You know,
Yeah.
if you're just starting, or maybe you're never given this game, you're learning a little something every time you jump on here. But like I said, man, the Aces and Hundreds album is the main reason we're out here, man. Aces and Hundreds album. It's going to be available on April 20th. On April 24th, we're going to be in downtown San Jose at Tiki Pete's, celebrating the release of the album. You could get your physical tickets from myself. I got them right here. You know what I mean? I could put them in your hand. Like I said, I'm a man of the
Old
people,
school.
brother. I'm a man of the people. Yes, sir. I'm old school with it. You can catch me with the CD still, too. You know what I mean? So it's good. We out here. We working, man.
Yeah.
And that's going to be April 24th at Tiki Pete's. You could also go to eventbrite.com. The link is also in my bio on my Instagram at A100. If you're the kind of person who has anxiety or any of that kind of stuff these new cats have, you could go and buy it online. You don't have to come see me. It's all good. But if you're one of the people like me, you know, who like to go and meet people who support me, you know what I'm saying, and tap in for real with them in person, I got the tickets. So holla at me, man. That's the biggest thing we're pushing right now is this event. Myself and Dub Aces invested our own money to put this event on. We got a live band behind us, you know what I mean, who's going to be performing our set. We got dope artists like Tay Versace, Trail P, SJ Major Moves, Young Hoff, J Smack. We got the Upswell band right behind us. Ike Dola, Mr. 1V2, the third, YSB, Razzo, and ACAT. My brother Jada Truth coming back out, man. It's a stacked lineup. You know what I mean? So come out April 24th to Tiki Pete's in San Jose to come check out the live experiences of Aces and Hunnits. We're going to be rocking, my brother. And again, man, I appreciate you for giving me the time and the opportunity to get my music out there and get this thing I got going on, you know, getting it out to the people. It's a lovely thing, man. And I appreciate you as always.
Man, it's absolutely wonderful. Glad to speak to you as well, bro. Thank you very much. Man, I have no problems. I can go on and on, guys, but y'all know we running a little late on this first one, and I got another one coming up. You know what I mean, guys? Don't go nowhere, bro. Let me do my closings. I gotta stop it, and then I think you got to upload or whatever. But you know what I mean. We'll talk after
Okay.
the recording. Let me close out. But thank
All
you
right.
guys. You guys have been wonderful, always supporting these artists through me, and I feel wonderful being the conduit for that shit. And these artists, they work their hearts out, and you know they need a real platform, man. Not sending it to some old bullshit, fake ass bullshit. And, you know, go listen to the Bubble Podcast, you guys. Go listen to the Bubble Podcast. You'll understand what I'm talking about. You will understand why these dope ass artists come on here and spend their time talking to you guys. All right. So for the last time, let me quit yapping. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Bubble Podcast, your new home for Bay Area talent, presented by Streetwise Intellect Productions. I have been your host, Mr. Reed the Realist. Our guest today has been A100, coming out of San Jose, California. My man's a dope ass artist. Y'all need to go over there and check him out. And shit. With all that being said, let me slide into the next guest that's coming through, and he's coming through in a few minutes. So look, with that being said, let me get off with my man. We're gonna end everything, and I'm gonna get ready for him, y'all. Get ready for me to come back on live in a few minutes. All right, peace.